I believe all children are capable of success, no exceptions. Before we move into the bulk of our meeting, Superintendent, I'd like to call on you for a few words.
Yes, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a little, I asked for a point of order just to make a brief announcement. Last week we lost one of our own, our chief of schools, Dan Frank, passed away suddenly. And, you know, just imagine, to us, he was a family member, he was part of my leadership team, and he, you know, he really, truly was a beloved member of our work team, and was also a personal friend to many of my leadership team, and also was a mentor and a resource for our principals and our assistant principals, because he was integrally involved in everything that we do as a system. So whenever you have a loss like that, it is rough. And it also happened overseas. So I just wanted to, just let his family know that we're thinking about him, his dad, Dan Sr., and his mom, Agnes, his sister, Angela, his wife, Kathleen, and his sons, Dane and Braden. Our heart goes out to you. And with that being said, I just wanted to have a brief moment of silence before we conducted our meeting tonight. Thank you, Mrs. Hawley. I appreciate the time.
Of course, Superintendent Prince, thank you. We will move then into our public hearing. This is an opportunity for the public to comment on the social studies instructional materials adoption. Are there any that wish to speak to this tonight? Okay, seeing none, Mr. Superintendent will receive your recommendation.
I recommend the board approve the social studies instructional materials. Are we voting on that real quick? We're not voting on that right now. I apologize. I'm going to turn it over to our Chief Communications Officer, Lydia Martin. My apologies. That's not a voting item.
That's my apologies, Superintendent. I'm getting ahead of myself there.
Good evening, Vice Chairman Hawley, school board members, and Superintendent Dr. Prince. At this time, I'd like to invite Denise Rodriguez, our Executive Director of Teaching, Learning, and Leading, to the podium, who will work through a number of very special awards and recognitions.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Martin. Vice Chairman, board members, and Superintendent, I have the pleasure this evening of recognizing many students in St. Lucie Public Schools who have represented our schools in many competitions throughout the state. This evening, we'll be recognizing four very special groups of students that participated in the Commissioner's Academic Challenge, History Day competition, Project Citizen, and the STEM Fair competition. We will call each student to be recognized with a certificate. Students will be asked to meet our board members and the superintendent in front of the dais for a picture. At the very end of calling all of our names, we will celebrate each group with a round of applause. So, for our first group that will be recognized this evening are students that participated in the Commissioner's Academic Challenge. This was a group of students from various high schools that actually placed fourth in their division when they went to the annual Commissioner's Leadership Challenge in Orlando. This team came together to compete in inspiring demonstrations of academic acuteness and teamwork. Players were challenged with questions in the areas of language arts, mathematics, science, social studies, fine arts, and world languages, and technology. Tonight, these team members will include, and if I could get you to stand as your name is called and come up to receive your certificate, Gabrielle Baez from Treasure Coast High School, Lauren Delfina from Port St. Lucie High School, Olivia Gust from Treasure Coast High School, Robert Sansone from Fort Pierce Central High School, Dominique Thomas from Treasure Coast High School, and their coaches in attendance this evening as well, Mr. Stephen Maxwell, if he could come up and get a certificate as well. We promise it's not a Polaroid. Thank you. Thank you to our group that participated in the Commissioner's Academic Challenge. Thank you again. All right, our next group of students that we will be recognizing tonight participated in the History Day competition. Annually, Florida participates in the statewide activities that enhance the teaching, learning of history at the middle school and high school level. This year, the theme of the projects were the frontier in history, people, places, and ideas. 14 projects represented St. Lucie Public School at the Florida History Day competition in Tallahassee. Litza Ortiz from Fort Pierce Westwood Academy actually was a first place winner and is now representing St. Lucie Public Schools in Maryland at our National History Day competition this week. So she will not be here this evening to receive her certificate. However, the following students are Camilla Salcido Lind from Westgate K-8 and Micah Pargrash from Oak Hammock. Mariana Sanchez Serrano, Crystal Oliveira, Emily Duhart Garcia, Zoe Walden, and Michaela Grinsby, all from Palm Point K-8. Jacqueline Garcia from Treasure Coast High School. Gabriella Scafaza, Tiara Johnson, Gabriella St. Hilaire from Fort Pierce Central High School. Janai Talibert, Brielle Charles, and Mackenzie Vickers from Palm Point K-8. Alicia Amisal from St. Lucie West Centennial High School. Litza Ortiz, who is again at competition tonight from Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. Corrali Rish from Palm Point K-8. George Cordova, Camille Wallace, both from Lincoln Park Academy. Adriana Falshall, Brianna Roses from Port St. Lucie High School. Giselle Ontiveros, Ella Stark, and Brianna Plaza from Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. And last but not least in this particular project was Robbie Hood from Palm Point K-8. you want to come over for a picture. Thank you.
So parents, when Steve's done with the photo, we'll wait for a minute, and then you can come around and get a better picture if you'd like. From the front, that sound good? Okay. All right, parents, if you want to come? We want to make sure everybody gets the perfect picture. You got time. We'll wait one more. Mom, Dad, anybody want to come in the middle? Last chance. All right. Wait one more. All right.
Thank you. Let's congratulate this group one last time. Each year, St. Lucie Public Schools has 7th grade students that complete in Project Citizen, which is a research project in our community to discover problems and identify solutions in the form of policy that require government involvement. This year, we had 3 teams that advanced to the virtual state competition. We just found out that our first place projects from Manatee Academy placed first in the digital portfolio category and tied 2nd in the oral hearings. This will make this project advance to the national competition. The following students represented our school district: Alisa Izari, Lily Dunan, Annabelle Lopez, and Shane Reichert, all from Manatee. Shane Duffy, Mikhail Horton, Faraz Idris, and Matthew Warman from Lincoln Park Academy. And the 3rd place group was Isabella Capo, Lucy Cook, Matthias Noel, Terrence Isnord, Mackay Crutchley, Gavin Cosgrove, Michaela Kaiser, and Cora Keeter at St. Lucie West K-8. Once you receive your certificate, you can move over for your picture. Yep. Thank you. All right, thank you very much and congratulations. The last group we would like to recognize this evening participated in our state STEM fair. 11 of our St. Lucie Public School students participated in the state Science Engineering Fair in Lakeland, Florida. Recently, Dominique Thomas represented St. Lucie Public Schools in the International Science Fair in Dallas, Texas. Dominique won an internship during this particular event and has a scholarship to attend the Bessie Lawrence International Summer Science Institute. I would like to recognize the following students for their participation in the state STEM fair. Dominique Thomas from Treasure Coast High School. She's currently at her internship. Evelyn Laster Plakow and Emily Tourget, both from CAST. Hunter Bird from Southport Middle School. Mackay Stapleton from Treasure Coast High School. Ramsey Atunes Rivers from Southern Oaks Middle School. Camilla Salado Lind from Westgate K-8. Aiden Hung from Palm Point K-8. Camilla Nieves Rivera from Oak Hammock K-8. Coralie Reish from Palm Point K-8. And Amani Webb from Lincoln Park Academy. Once you receive your certificate, we'll be taking a picture. Thank you. All right, thank you again, students. At this time, I would like to invite our district sponsors from Teaching and Learning, Jennifer Abbott, Emmeline Harvey, and Kate Ems for a picture with our school board as thank you and recognition for all the support you have done for these events. Thank you very much again. And in closing, I would like to thank all our families, friends, and sponsors that have supported our students in these events. And if you could stand to be recognized at this particular time so we can celebrate you for supporting our students. Thank you.
It's one of the nice things about the end of the year is we get to celebrate all that the students have done throughout the year. So thank you again for being here tonight. We'll give them a few seconds to exit the building. Go home and let your summer begin. I think it's just not projecting.
We have one unscheduled speaker tonight.
Okay, we will proceed with our agenda. The next item is our ESOL report, and Mr. Freeland let me know earlier today that he would not be with us tonight, but he sends his greetings to all. CWA report, Ms. Vickers, welcome. No report? All right, thank you for being here tonight. And our Youth Advisory Council is on their summer break. Most all of the students are working or getting ready to go off to college, so they will return back with us in September. We now move to our consent agenda. Board members, could I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I move to accept the consent agenda.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion accepted and passes unanimously. Mr. Superintendent, could we have your recommendation for the consent agenda items?
I recommend the board approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
Board members, before we vote on that, are there any items you wish to remove for discussion? Hearing none, the recommendation is for approval. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Mills. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We now move to our superintendent and staff reports. Mr. Superintendent?
All right, so this is kind of where we kick off the summer. Our teachers and our staff members have mostly left for the summer, but we literally have thousands of students that started summer school on Monday. So it's we're literally like the 7-Eleven. We never sleep, constantly moving. And I want to thank all of our teachers that have taken up the challenge of staying on and teaching summer school. And we really appreciate all of our staff because it's not just the teachers, it's your transportation, it's your food service, it's your maintenance. We literally have summer school at every single one of our sites, which makes also doing our summer maintenance and cleaning a challenge. And I know it's a challenge, but I just wanted to thank everybody that makes education, especially for our children, possible, and I wanted you to hear it from the superintendent, so I really appreciate each and every one of you. We've got Learning Adventure Camp in elementary. That sounds totally exciting. We want to put the word adventure in there because the students are learning, but they're having fun while they're doing it, and that's by design. We have STEM Camp in middle school, which is really about science, technology, engineering, and math. And then we've got a lot of robust credit recovery, because as our standards keep being raised for students to graduate, we want to make sure that our students have every opportunity to get that high school diploma. We also engaged in professional development for almost 500 of our teachers with regards to our summer summit. This was a professional learning conference for teachers June 5th and 6th. I wanted to call out specifically Jessica Gutierrez, who helped design that, but it was all of our departments that came together to provide 140 different sessions of all types for our teachers to get professional development they need as they launched into summer. And it was called Progress, Passport to Progress, which was a travel theme. And yours truly came on as the captain. And I want to thank our communications director, Lydia Martin, for making me look like a pilot for a very short period of time so I could read a teleprompter and give a great message that I heard went over well with everybody that attended. Today, I want to thank our board members for attending, Mrs. Richardson, Mrs. Hawley, and Dr. Mills that were able to be there. Mr. Kelly at the last minute wasn't able to be there today for our groundbreaking for Triple D Tradition High School. And it was a great opportunity. That school is going to open in 2 very short years. And it's really, your high schools are your flagships of your community. It's literally, we've got 6 small cities in our St. Lucie County, and those high schools are critically important for the development of not just the students, but it's really workforce development. It was great to see our Economic Development Council there, our Chamber of Commerce there, because they are truly our partners in the future, and the future is bright. I always say St. Lucie County has become a destination district, and we've come a long way, and we're going to continue to move forward and continue to be a high-performing district on the Treasure Coast. With that being said, I wanted to announce some new administrators in the summer. We always have some changes and adjustments, and I wanted to first introduce some new principals. We have Florida's Assistant Principal of the Year. No longer, because now you're a principal, okay, after the board had their approval tonight. And Angela Patton is going to be the new principal at Weatherby Elementary. Angela, could you?
Thank you. Madam Vice Chair, school board members, and Superintendent Prince, it is an honor to be standing here tonight, and I want to thank you for this opportunity to be the next principal of Weatherby Elementary School. For over 20 years in St. Lucie Public Schools, I've been surrounded by a multitude of teachers, staff, administrators, and district leaders, as well as friends and family that have supported, encouraged, and mentored me. First, I thank God for always having me in the right place at the right time with the right people. I want to thank my parents for raising me to have faith, a strong work ethic, and to value education. And while my family cannot be here tonight with me, I know that they're cheering for me up in Maryland and up in North Carolina. I want to thank my friends that have always been there for me and have believed in me even on the toughest days. I want to thank my Mariposa family that I've helped lead over the past 5 years. I know that change isn't always easy, and I'll miss seeing them each and every day, but I'm going to keep them in my heart, especially when I see a monarch butterfly. I'm thankful for the 5 principals that I've led alongside over the past 8 years. When I worked with Craig Logue, he always encouraged me to find my leadership style, not to try to be like somebody else. And he talked about how he would have a little bit of each leader that he had worked with over the years and himself. And so I know that I am prepared for this next chapter, as I have strengths from some of St. Lucie County's best: Mrs. Woolard, Dr. Harrington, Craig Logue, Jane Whitaker, and Brooke Wigington. And I look forward to building relationships with my new Mariner family, and know that the best days are ahead of us. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, I'd like to introduce the new principal of Morningside Elementary, Miss Valerie Foreman.
Good evening, School Board, Madam Vice Chairperson Debbie Hawley, School Board members, and Superintendent Dr. Prince. I stand before you today, and one word comes to mind: humbled. I am humbled and honored to be serving as principal of Morningside Elementary and to further support our rising leaders, staff, students, families, and neighboring communities. And thank you, Dr. Prince, for prioritizing a positive culture within our district that trickles down our leadership and deep into our schools. To my area executive director, Monterey Buchanan, you have served Rivers Edge well over the past year. I am honored to have had you as my mentor principal as I earned my principal certification. It is through you I learned how to advocate for students, and I learned prioritizing individual needs. To the principal of Rivers Edge, Jennifer Ingersoll, who I have worked alongside for the past 4 years, you have always supported me, shared your expertise, and gave me new challenges that became opportunities in learning. You have helped me to sustain a positive school climate and culture. You have helped me develop my inner voice and to ask the tough questions. To Carrie Wallakevitz, who in June 11th, 2015, I snapped a picture in her principal's parking spot, and now I stand before you 8 years later, making that dream become a reality. It is through her that I was motivated to pursue my career in educational leadership. She appointed me my first position as assistant principal at Rivers Edge. To my incredible team and family at Rivers Edge, teachers, staff, students, and parents, I'm struggling with goodbyes, knowing that another school year will soon start, and I will no longer be there to welcome you back for the first day. We have risen to new heights in education, faced many unknowns together, and risen to new heights. It is through you I learned to form long-lasting relationships through commitment, balance, and trust. Thank you for being my village and demonstrating that Rivers Edge truly is the school with a heart of gold. To my husband and children, it is through you that all of this is possible. To my husband for the nights of cooking dinner and the weekends of doing household chores while I work on my projects. There's many more nights to come. To my children, thank you for being my helping hands around the school. No doubt, your work has only just begun. I am a person that is of humble beginnings, a product of many of the importance of kids at Hope, a first-generation graduate. Now, newly appointed school principal. Members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Prince, and my Morningside family, I pledge to be steadfast and dedicated in serving you as a steward of change and commitment in fostering the positive school culture for all. The time has come where I must spread my wings and soar into life's next great adventure. My time at the Otter's Den has come to an end, and it is now time for me to spread my wings and be with the Blue Jays of Morningside Elementary.
Congratulations, Ms. Foreman. So I'm very, very honored at this point to recognize and introduce Mr. Dave Alfonso. Dave, if you'd make your way to the podium, I'm going to give you a great intro, Dave. So I've known Dave for many, many years as a teacher and a young administrator in Palm Beach County. And Dave and I have a history, and I would say the best recommendation, it's very rare that I will vouch for anybody's character and also ability to do a job. And Dave's one of the very few people that I would vouch for. Dave is going to be taking over at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. Dave comes to us as a very successful high school principal in Palm Beach County, and I am so thrilled that I have stolen you away from Palm Beach, and not just you. Your wife will be on next month's board agenda, spoiler alert, but I'm very excited to have a power couple in St. Lucie County. So, Dave?
And I have to say, we're very excited too. So, Madam Chairman, Mrs. Hawley, Superintendent Prince, board members, I just want to say I am truly humbled and grateful to be the next principal of Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. I have to just tell you, I've been in public education for 30 years, 20 years as a principal. I am ready for this challenge. My wife and I would say about 3 years ago, we bought our forever house here in St. Lucie County. And for the last 3 years, I had one foot in St. Lucie County and the other foot in Palm Beach County. And I am just so thrilled that I can now have both feet in the county that I love, St. Lucie County. And so I am just letting you know that my motto is make success unavoidable. And trust me, we will make success unavoidable at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. A little nervous. But I just want to say thank you. I also want to say to our new principals, congratulations as well. And thank you, board members. Thank you, Dr. Prince.
Thank you. So Dave, I am aware that we have many teachers who actually live here and work in Palm Beach County. So thank you for already starting to market and work on those relationships, because we have vacancies and we're looking forward to hiring some of those folks. So we're very excited about that. So the last introduction is somebody that's going to be joining my district team here. I'm very excited about this addition to this work family that we have in the district office, and that is Ms. Heather Belitho. Heather, I'd like you to join us up here. Heather is coming to us as the principal, or former principal, of Morningside Elementary. Also, Heather was one of my elite students who is nothing short of fantastic in every role she's had. I'm excited you're taking on this opportunity, and welcome. And Heather, if you could say a few words before we move on.
Thank you so much. Vice Chair Hawley, board members, Dr. Prince, I am honestly just honored to be standing here and grateful for this opportunity. It was a year ago that I was standing here accepting the role, or speaking about being the principal at Morningside. And you know, when I first started teaching in 2006, I was thinking about like my journey. And I won't take you on a long journey, I promise. But when I first started teaching, I knew that I loved kids, and I knew that I loved literacy, and I wanted to help kids love literacy. And I realized that when learning is joyful and meaningful, you see results. And I know that throughout my years in St. Lucie, I'm going into my 18th year, that's just been reinforced over and over. And I would be remiss if I didn't stand up here and say thank you to some people. I've learned so much from the leaders I've worked with, the colleagues that I've had, the students that I've gotten a chance to work with. But there are the principals that I've served under. So I just want to say a quick thank you to everything that you've done to Ms. Carmen Peterson, Ms. Brooke Wigginton, 2 times tonight, Mr. Mike Hitzman, who encouraged me to go into leadership, because I was pretty sure I didn't want to do that, but I couldn't say no to Mr. Hitzman. To Ms. Kim Kane, to Ms. LaTanya Green, who took a chance on me as a new AP, to Ms. DeJean Jackson, I want to say thank you to my elite professors who helped me take those thoughts and those feelings that I had about education and put them into words and put them into actions. And there was actually a class where we sat there and we said, what is important to you in education? And I came up with the words. It needs to be joyful and it needs to be meaningful. So thank you for that. I also am super grateful and beyond grateful for my time at Morningside, to Ms. Buchanan, for her leadership, for the teachers there, for the staff, for the families, for the kids. I learned so much. And to my assistant principal there, Ms. Wright, she was my right hand. This is my second full day here, and I'm thankful to the OTL team for being so welcoming, to Ms. J, to Ms. Rodriguez, to Dr. Pruitt for being so supportive, and Dr. Prince and Dr. Wild, thank you for believing in me. This is big, thank you. So after I announced to my team that I was gonna be coming here, I was like, I have to tell my daughter, because my daughter's at Morningside. So I sat her down on my lap, and she was like, well, Mommy, first of all, she wants to know if she still gets a fort under someone's desk. And someone did. Someone made her a fort. I appreciate that. But she asked if I was going to be the principal of district office. And I was trying to think, how do I tell a 7-year-old what I'm doing? And I said, you know what, baby? My job, in 8-year-old, 7-year-old terms, right, is to make learning fun. And my job is to help teachers make learning fun. And I know that it is so much more than that. But at the end, it's about helping make learning joyful and meaningful. So I'm really proud to be a part of that, and I just want to say thank you. So thank you.
Thank you, Heather. So with that being said, many of us launch into summer and we think vacation and time away. We're still going to be here all summer. However, if you are taking a vacation, if you're getting time away, please do so safely. Enjoy your families, enjoy the summer. And with that, Ms. Hawley, that concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. Our attorney report, any report tonight?
Thank you, Chairwoman, members of the board, and Superintendent. No report tonight.
Okay, thank you. And we will move on to our school board member reports. Ms. Richardson, we'll begin with you.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Hawley. Okay, I would like to say how sorry I am to hear the sad news about Dan Frank. I know he was a friend to many. My condolences to you. I know nothing I can say or do can ease your pain, but I want you to know that you have my support. To Mrs. Frank, his dad, his mom, his children, words cannot express how sorry I am that you have to go through this, but please know that there are many here in the district and the community that cares. Take all the time you need to process this tragedy. We are here for you. As you know, we had the graduation ceremonies of the class of 2023, and as with life, we had some hiccups and challenges. I would like to begin with an apology to our students, our principal, and staff at Westwood and Port St. Lucie High School that poured themselves into making this graduation the special event it was for students, and to our family and friends for all the inconveniences the day brought. We had generator problems at our very last graduation, Westwood High School. This meant there were no audio, among other things, so we were at a standstill. Thanks to the team, the generator was fixed, and it worked through the end of the graduation. Then, we had Port St. Lucie High School graduation that got rained on. These young people sat in the rain, as did their parents, family, and friends who came to celebrate with the graduates. I truly apologize. This is a milestone occasion, and for some of us, this is probably the only time we will have this opportunity. This is a moment that should be treated with the dignity it deserves. Our students and parents and guardians waited 8 years or more for this moment, and this is not what the culmination of these years should have looked like. I had a conversation with the superintendent, and he is brainstorming with the executive staff for solutions. We have no control over the weather, but we do have control over the location. He is aware of this. He is aware that this is not the best case scenario. I was not happy watching our students, family, teachers, staff, friends sitting in the rain. With all that occurred over the last 2 years, this was another challenge that our students at Port St. Lucie High School had to overcome, and they persevered and prevailed. They graduated. To Principal Talise and staff of Port St. Lucie High School, thank you for all you have done to take our students to this finish line. Congratulations, parents, guardians. Congratulations, Jaguars, class of 2023. Congratulations to all our graduates. Today, I had the honor, the privilege to attend the groundbreaking ceremony for the new high school in tradition. This was my very first one. Just as a side note, I got lost. Turned around because I was depending on the GPS to direct me. Thanks to Dr. Wild, who was better at giving directions than the GPS, we made it there. Thank you, Dr. Wild. Couldn't have done it without you. We were at a gas station. That's where it took us. The ceremony was good. There was lots of dignitaries and executive staff at the affair. Thank you to our food service staff that served and made sure we had cold bottles of water. Thank you, Mitch, our bus driver, who was on standby to take us to the work site. I did see some other members of the transportation team, so thank you as well. Lydia Martin and her team, she is like a mother hen, making sure that everyone is where they should be, so thank you, I appreciate it. Congratulations to Todd Smith, the new principal. He is a very humble man, and I know that he will carry the new school to great heights. Another side note, it was very good to see Wayne Gent at the groundbreaking ceremony as well. There are some great things happening in Port St. Lucie, South County. The district is in the process of building 3 new schools and more on the way in the very near future to accommodate
the anticipated growth in Port St. Lucie. We also need to consider Fort Pierce, the North County. The community leaders have been advocating for more trade, CTE, VOTEC, whatever you call it, schools in the North region, because it is no secret that some of our children are not going to go to college for many reasons. And for those students, we have to have options as well and be intentional about these options. The board is being asked to consider proximity schools, like neighborhood schools. My take on this is, if the schools in the North County are not going to be outfitted as the ones in the South County, then I'm going to be voting against it. After speaking with the superintendent and deputy superintendent, I believe the plan is to bring some very outside the box, creative and viable options for consideration. This will not only set our children up for success, but it will help in the revitalization of the North County as well. The community, the county will grow and prosper if we improve the quality of education. We need to look at the demographics, as I've said before, that we are servicing and targeting in the North County. This is not a one-size-fits-all. We must produce great schools countywide. This is not only about the great things that's happening in Port St. Lucie, but we must also make great things happen in Fort Pierce as well, because we are the St. Lucie County School District. One of the issues we have in the county, based on the data I have reviewed lately, tells me that we need to improve in reading. Yes, I know the scores are similar to other districts. However, I do not live in those districts, and I make no apologies when I say that at this moment, my only concern is about what's happening in St. Lucie County. Finally, to Dr. Nigro, who is leaving us at the end of the month to go out of state, we are going to miss you. I went by to say goodbye to her. She apparently is out of state right now. You are a great principal who is passionate about your school, a fun person to work with, a principal who cares for and gives unconditional love to her staff and students. Now, these are not just my words, but the words of her staff. So tonight, I'm wishing you all the best in your new journey, and thank you for being such an incredible principal. And to all our new principals coming on staff, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Richardson. Mr. Kelly?
Yes, first of all, my heart and condolences go out to the family of Dan Frankie. He was a great guy. I always enjoyed talking to him. He had a great demeanor. He's just an enjoyable man, and he will be missed. I'm going to miss him. And I don't have any other report. Just I want to congratulate you on your appointments, your administrator. I think you made some great choices here, and I hope Heather can stay more than 1 year in one job. And our new principals, congratulations to all our principals. Thank you for coming up from West Palm. Stay up here. It's nicer. It's much nicer. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Dr. Mills?
I too want to give my deepest condolences to Dan Frank and his family. You have been in our prayers, and our hearts grieve along with you. Yes, Dan was definitely a special guy. You know, I saw him as someone that was extremely sincere and kind. And so, yes, we will miss him deeply here in St. Lucie County. He is part of our family, and you're part of our family. Speaking to Dan's family, if you need anything, please let us know. I'm sure we can manage to help in any way we can. Also, I want to congratulate the principals, the new appointed principals, to each of you. You guys are what St. Lucie County need, what our students need. And I'm just thrilled that we have such great people here that care for students. Anything you need at Westwood, you just don't hesitate to call, okay? I'm here. I know a lot of people in the community, so whatever you need, I'm here for you. As well as our other principals but we know that Westwood has been a challenging school as a high school, and I'm very proud of Westwood for having improved their graduation rates and their academic performance, but I know that we have a long way to go, and all together we will get the job done. Also, I was at the groundbreaking ceremony and met a lot of great people there. A lot of the dignitaries around town was at that groundbreaking ceremony for our new school, in tradition, our DDD school. And we're looking forward to Principal Smith doing what he does best, bringing that school where we want it to be at with our students. Summer break. All of you enjoy your summer break. Go on your vacations, but stay safe. We need you back here in the fall. And last but not least, of course, we want to congratulate all of our new appointees, all of our employees. We have a lot of them coming in from around the state as well as the country, and so congratulations to you. You've come into a very good school district that cares about their employees. And so with that being said, enjoy your summer, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Mills. I too want to add my personal condolences to Dan Frank's family. I think it's quite evident tonight, all the words that were spoken about him, that he was very beloved by all of us. In the years that he was with us, he made quite a mark on not only the district staff, but the school leadership staff as well. And Dan was always, always, always focused on how to help students achieve more and better. Everything he did was focused on helping students with their success. He leaves a huge, huge void here at our district office. But I want to acknowledge and thank you, Superintendent, for having crisis workers come in and help, because it did impact all of us greatly. So thank you for that, to be with the folks as they needed. The groundbreaking ceremony was really, really nice, muddy, but really nice. And I want to thank our partners with Remnant and CORE for being here tonight and for all the efforts you put forth today to make it safe for us to get in and out. But it was a really beautiful ceremony. The school is going to be wonderful, and the city of Port St. Lucie, the residents and students there, will be fortunate to have that to go to. I also want to add my wishes that you have a great, great summer. I know the new principals and new appointees probably won't take one at all because they're so excited about what's in front of them. But I encourage you to take some time for yourself because, as you mentioned, it's nonstop from here on. But welcome to the administrative team. Delighted to have you. It's just so nice to see rising through the ranks within our district here. And welcome to you as well with our new. We look forward to getting to know you, and as Dr. Mills said, anything we can do to help, we are certainly here for you to do so. And welcome to you as well. Yes, we'll approve you next month, okay? You'll have your own month. You won't have to share the limelight with your husband then, so. Well, again, all of you have a very safe summer. Do something for yourself. Do something that makes you happy. And I know when we come back in August, I'll say we come back. Some of us aren't leaving. We're all, a lot of work has to happen in the summer. But look forward to working with you. Look forward to St. Lucie Public Schools continuing on the outstanding path that it is on. I feel like the right people are in the right places, and we will continue to shine. There being no further business to come before the board this evening, go have a great rest of your evening. The sun's still out. And we'll see you next month. We're adjourned.